Yo, Factor, I'm here, man.
Dave's not here, man.
No, I'm Dave. You're Factor. Let's do this.
That's right. Dave Milborn. Yeah, from Comic Book University, man. That's my local comic shop. Dave hooks me up. Dave's been referenced on several past episodes of the Questionnaire. Dave, how goes it today?
It's going pretty well, man. Had a nice day at the shop. Sold a lot of books. Ready to come here, make sure everyone is up to date on what they should be reading.
I finally got my background up to date and got this dope piece by Mike Ruth up.
That is a beautiful piece of
Yeah.
beautiful Swamp Thing.
Oh, dude. And yeah, for everybody watching this, you can go check out a past episode of the Questionnaire. But this is so far unnamed show. I guess we ain't really discussed that as far as what the hell we're even gonna call this. Because why would we? But you think they're salad croutons?
Salad croutons, absolutely. What else would they be? Is it either that or stovetop stuffing?
I don't know, man. Who was it? I want to say Tony said they were French toast sticks.
Ooh. Well, but French toast sticks is not French bread.
Oh, you're gonna correct Tony Fleece, huh?
Well, I mean, Tony's a good guy. He can draw, he can write, but he don't know food.
And he has a fantastic comic getting ready to drop with Tim Seeley in being
Oh, I
local
can't
man.
wait.
Yeah, yeah, you'd be jealous, bro. I'm telling you, that first issue, phenomenal, right? And that's why I put it on my pull list. But Dave is the man that I tell to put things on my pull list when I need things, man. So we're gonna get into, just what's coming up here soon. Uh, and I'll be frank, man. I just kind of do and go, and y'all watch the Questionnaire. I'm way more about reading graphic novels. I don't know, like, how many comics you pick up weekly, Dave?
I would say roughly 10 books a week from my store, and I probably get another 20 books delivered once a month, from other resources.
Why do you need other resources? I need an answer.
Uh, Sometimes it's Kickstarter. So that's the only way you're going to get them. And sometimes the discounts from some people are so good. I mean, my store I get decent discounts, but I can see serious discounts from some other online retailers. And if I don't need to read the book that week, I can wait. Not every book has to be read
I'm gonna
that week.
tell Rob on you.
Oh, Rob can do what he wants with that information.
For a minute there, I thought you were gonna be like, Rob can kiss my ass.
Well, on the he might actually watch this, and we don't want to actually say that.
Hey, Rob, love you, bro. Love you. For real, man. Rob is the proprietor of Comic Book University. For those that are like, who the fuck is Rob, man? I don't understand it all. But man, I'm gonna let you start it off, right? So we're gonna
Okay.
start. We're just gonna go out and just talk about what's come out in the past month in comics.
Okay.
This might turn into a weekly show. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. We'll
Right.
see.
Plus, I might have to stabilize my life a little, man. I got the fucking whatever, I mean, if nobody's noticed, if you check out over the Questionnaire, there've been a lot of location changes in the Unknown Factor's life.
Couple.
Whatever. Right? At least there's no saw blades. At least look, at least as opposed to saw blades, it's a dope ass like fucking art here now. Cause I got Tin Can Man right there, which I wish I knew who drew that. I got that at a convention when I was like 15 years old. And then obviously the dope Swamp Thing that Mike Ruth drew that you can check out our past episode. But yeah, man, I'm curious where you're gonna start us off.
Well, probably one of the books that I'm going to go with a DC book, and then I'll switch to an independent, and then I'll switch to a Marvel book. That way, we're not playing favorites. But
Excellent.
this week DC put out Action Comics number 1051. Now, it's been around for a long time, but we're starting a new storyline, bringing the Man of Steel and his family back together. New status quo. It's got three stories in it for $5. It's a 40-page book. Art is phenomenal on all three stories. So you got one where it's the basic super family dealing with Metropolis. You got a flashback story with young John Kent, the son of Lois and Clark, doing something. And then you have another one focused on Supergirl and dealing with some of her new abilities that have kicked in, and she's trying to learn how to use those. So some pretty interesting things going on there. So that's one of my favorite things I read this week. The second is going to be a book called The Last Ronin, The Lost Years. I have a wonderful variant cover from Gavin Smith. He's a local guy from Indianapolis. He did a nice little Michelangelo for me. He drew on the cover there, real nice. So the smash hit.
Real quick, I don't mean to interrupt, but keep talking.
So the smash hit from 2020 to 2022 took him almost a year and a half to get out 6 issues of The Last Ronin, being held right there in your hands. This is beautiful.
This is the last time I was in the store. This is what Dave pushed on me. Was this beautiful hardcover right here, for real? That I have not. It's my next to read. I just actually finished volume 2 of God Hates Astronauts, which that is the most absurd, awesome comic I've ever read in my life. So yeah. This is what I'm on next, and I know they just started that prequel, man. I'm very curious to honestly read them both, but I ain't even read this, so I'll probably be getting the prequel in graphic novel form.
So no spoilers on that then, to tell you, just this story takes place kind of before, kind of after. You kind of seeing some characters that are in the Last Ronin book showing up in this new story, and she's telling stories of the past. And we see what's going on with the Last Ronin before he shows up in that hardcover. So that one's pretty sweet. It's a touching story all around, though, because you know what's going to happen. It's kind of like a John Wick story. So that one's pretty dope. I'm going to hit you for a twofer on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle front, though, because next up is the next issue of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Art by Dan Mora. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Very clean lines, beautiful characters, fantastic art. And check out, the Turtles are wearing Power Ranger costumes. Look at that. Oh, it's fantastic. Everyone's got their own.
That seems like overkill.
It's fantastic.
Or did they give Shredder some kind of power too in that?
Well, I'm not going to say where Shredder is or which side he's on, but I will say that you've got the henchmen from both parties are hanging out with each other. You got Goldar and Rocksteady are arguing with each other while they're getting a tongue lashing from Rita Repulsa, and they did her up pretty well.
Ooh.
She doesn't look like an idiot. So yeah, actually looks pretty menacing in this. And Kang, and he's talking to a new Power Ranger that's kind of evil. So I can't spoil who that is either. Got to read the book. But yeah, it's some fun stuff. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but who cares? It's comics. Sometimes comics are supposed to be just stupid fun.
I mean, look, you're exactly right to bring up the comic I just finished in God Hates Astronauts. There is nothing about that book that makes any kind of sense on a logical standpoint. And like the fact of how they write in the sound effects, Savage, like just the sound effects, it's so, yeah. So I agree, man. I wish, like, because, yeah, sometimes it's just to relax the brain and be like, yo, that was a really crazy story that did not make any kind of sense, but it was funny.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites from God Hates Astronaut, someone got punched and it said bitch, and he's like, guy bitched, and the dude's face is going backwards. I think there was even one said cocaine. Guy got hit in the nuts or something, and they said cocaine. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, dude,
not a bam, not a biff, cocaine.
I don't know. I don't know what he was on when he wrote that, but
yeah,
I'm under the impression it was something.
Yeah, Ryan Brownie. Ryan Brown got a lot of leeway in all his art and what he was drawing. You know, just got to go nuts with it, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was started off as a web comic, I believe, 15 years ago. I backed a couple Kickstarters to get it collected.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
There. Yeah, it was right around there because I remember because I was just reading the forwards and everything from the in the graphic. The thing I love about that graphic is at the end of that graphic, it literally has negative reviews in it.
They didn't care. They just were going for it.
How you gonna put negative reviews in your own like that? Yeah, it's definitely it was definitely ballsy, man. Well, let me see. You covered DC, you covered some independents, man. Well, look, I got to cover a personal favorite of mine because
yeah,
they started a new one.
You gotta love the Deadpool, man.
Right.
It was a fun story with him effing up trying to get into that Assassin Elite squad.
Look, I won't lie, man. Don't give me no spoilers. I still need to read all 3 issues that I have of that because I've been in these graphics and look, man, whatever. And I also got to edit all these damn podcasts to keep up. Like if I don't get Tony's edit, I should have been edited Tony's right now, but you know, because it's a phenomenal interview with Tony that we get into, and like I said, I really am looking. Local Man drops next month, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
it's the beginning of February. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this week is it might be this week or it might be next week. Not sure yet.
I want to say it's February 22nd.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that, but I mean that was
just definitely not this week. It's definitely not this week. I already got my my list for this week. We only got a lot of books this week. Less than 70 new books this week, which is quite the change from last week. Last week we had over 100 new books, and trying to find space for everything and making sure everything got shown. And then we had Gavin Smith from that Turtles book, The Last Ronin, was actually in our store this last week, doing signings and
Dave
art.
Wouldn't let me bug him.
That is correct.
But that's okay. I understand because it is a thing. I mean, you don't want to catch a dude in the wrong moment because then they're like,
yeah,
screw this asshole from the questionnaire. And then I'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm the unknown factor. And I'll just have to walk away with my head down. We like to keep it light over here at the questionnaire unless we're discussing AI art. Then it can get intense. It can get kind of intense. You will probably, that episode will probably, because I'm going to, this is going to be a fast edit. Dave, this ain't going to sit around as long as most of the interviews and everything else does, because we're gonna pop these out just because I want to let people know what have come out and you know what to look forward to.
Yeah, I look forward to that when I saw the little teaser you popped up and went, oh, this is going to be a great conversation. I'm looking forward to it.
I love you. Should we state a disclaimer right now, real quick? Like the opinions stated are not those of the questions.
Yeah, no kid.
Like shit, you. I'm like the bad thing is it is the opinions I have of the host of the questionnaire. If we're gonna be real fucking honest, I pretty much, yeah. I was trying to remain unbiased, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
I got
unbiased or biased.
Unbiased.
You wanted to say unbiased. You wanted to say I don't have an opinion on this. I just want to hear what you guys say.
I really, really wanted to, for the sake of there were 4 artists there, and then Hardaway, who's I mean, much love. That's my brother. Check out Zay. You know what I mean? Like we make music and everything, and he's also the co-host of the show. It's been phenomenal. The interviews we've been. He definitely asks questions that I wouldn't, which I think is awesome. But he
didn't read the room.
No, it's not even that, man, and it's fine. Like for him to have a differing opinion because if he didn't, we wouldn't have had the discussion that we did as far as in depth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I should have remained unbiased, and I couldn't help myself to get real biased because, as an artist and someone that's read comics since I can remember, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I say Stan Lee is my biggest influence as an MC because it's the only reason I ever have the vocabulary I do, because I read the shitload out of comics, and it made it to where my vocabulary became extensive. Because I read, you know. It's kind of hard not to be a little biased, being like, oh, so that robot took my job.
Yeah, they took our jobs.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, but yeah, oh, dude, that's gonna be a two-parter, and it was crazy. But that's not what this is about, man. Get another book.
No, that's another book.
Because real quick, actually, though, right, for the people, Dave, what's your opinion of AI art?
It's a decent tool, but don't, if I'm like, oh, I'm wanting to draw a dragon fighting a guy with a sword and they're on a mountain, give me something. Okay, now I've got something to sketch, something to go off of. Same way as if I use one of my fun little Gundam guys and I pose him in a certain way, boom, I got a pose. I take a picture of that, and then I draw that. I'm still drawing it, though. It's still my art that's going down on that piece of paper. It's not a photo that I'm taking off the internet and going, hey, guys, look at my art. That's not your art. That is a little piece of sampling from someone else's art somewhere around the internet. You put your own spin on it, it's yours.
Yeah,
but
no.
If you're just.
Well, I'm just saying, though, it's not just one person's art. When you use those AI programs, you're getting a combination of, you can get something that's like 5 different artists' styles put together, and it's just slamming it out. It's nothing that, God, I can't remember who made this point, but it's not like you're learning, shading, shadowing.
Right.
You're not learning the actual art form of drawing. Just like, look. And I said that I made this comparison as far as hip hop AI, because apparently it exists, and I find that offensive, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I run crazy patterns in my head for rhyme schemes, and a computer can be entered a rhyme. Okay, and do an A B A B C A B A B C A B A B C, and it'll just run it. But it's not going to be comparative to what an artist actually does, in my opinion, and it's a fucking problem, right? But go ahead.
I mean,
sorry, we're getting way too deep into AI.
Because the colleges are like running doctorate programs, and they're being run through an AI, and the professors are passing them, and they're going, oh, these are fantastic, and it's not written by a person. They're going to have to come up with a new way, because AI will just write everything for you, and then there won't be anything regular, nothing original, because it's all a computer writing it.
And you know what? I'll tell you right now, you never get God Hates Astronauts from fucking AI.
No, you get God Hates Astronauts by playing Mad Libs.
Yeah. You don't. But there's no. I don't see an AI capable of coming up with something to that degree at all. But again, we're getting way off topic, man. Sorry, AI has been a discussion we've had with so many of our past guests. I just kind of wanted to touch on it with you because, I mean, you're somebody that is in the retail side of this as opposed to everybody that we deal with, which is in the creation side. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on your opinion.
Yeah, there was a book that came out a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, that was all using AI art. We only got a couple of the issues in. We didn't get a lot, and it didn't sell. We were looking at it, and we're like, oh, okay, I kind of see what this art is doing. But then the person's hands would have that many fingers on it, and it's because it's just pulling this AI art, and so the faces are all messed up, and you kind of understood what they were trying to do, but you're also going, well, you didn't actually draw any of this. And it looked like Bill Sienkiewicz, puked somewhere. And they went, oh, look, that's art now. No,
look, I don't want that comic, but you just give me a free copy so I can show it off on the show and be like, This is why AI art is a bad thing, because we will be doing a round 2 of that AI art discussion with the same 4 individuals, that being Mike Ruth, Hugh Rookwood, Laverne Kaczynski, and Dominic Bercier. But before we do that, there's going to be a different roundtable coming up with Erica Schwartz, Stephen Grant, Doug Wagner, and shit, I don't have that pulled up or in front of me right now, and I really apologize for the fucking Wagner, Grant, and Tom Borford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I very much look forward to that. It's gonna, Before, that's gonna be so before we do a round 2 of the AI, we're gonna be getting into that roundtable, which is gonna be on a whole different topic. But we, like, the 4 gentlemen that we had that AI discussion with, they felt like there was, and I agree, there's way more to go into there. But there's way more to go into what's coming this month, bro. I sidetrack like a motherfucker, but you know that, Dave.
What? ADHD, baby.
I
get it.
Man,
I'm right there with you.
It's the Izzy, bro. It's the Izzy,
Okay, so Marvel this last week. If an X-Men fans out there probably already know that Mr. Sinister has been a character that's been messing with them and part of their story for the last year. And you've just been going, okay, what's he up to? What's he up to? And you're just seeing his little machinations kicking in here and there. Well, it's finally went into full blast with Sins of Sinister. And of course, I did go with the Art Germ cover of the beautiful Emma Frost, the White Queen. Sinister has taken the last attack on the Quiet Council of the X-Men. There he is. That's the man right there. He's a crazy man. I love him so much. And he ends up ruling. It's got a little bit of shades of Age of Apocalypse from the 90s.
Ooh.
So what would happen if Sinister won and he was in charge of the world?
Now, do you think on a different tier, Sinister is one of those characters that obviously isn't known by the general public. You know what I mean? Like most, and it's because he's never been prominently featured in a film. Do you think that they told them to do that because maybe that's what they're going to do in the MCU? Because he was teased in Logan.
He was teased in Logan.
Yeah.
But I'd be shocked. I don't know who if they're going to do something, I'm sure Feige, when he brings the X-Men in, he's going to be like, okay, we got Magneto, we've got Sentinels, we've got other things.
But
Sinister could be a little further down.
But think about it, man. Magneto's been done so many times. They've had the Sentinels, right? They've done Apocalypse, right? They've done the Dark Phoenix story twice, terribly.
Too many times.
Yeah,
and
terribly.
Both sucked.
Yeah, dude. The only like, if you want to see that in any kind of context to where it was done right, watch the '90s X-Men animated series. I'm sorry.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's just the truth, because the films did it terrible justice. So I kind of feel like that. I don't think they'll kind of like when they brought in Spider-Man in the MCU. They skipped his origin story. This has been told too many times. We're getting right to Peter Parker being Peter Parker and their friendly neighbor Spider-Man. So I don't know, man. I could see them pulling
it could be because it is a genetics situation, and Sinister's all about getting genetics and messing with people and taking stuff, and it's possible.
And what's Deadpool 3 gonna feature?
Who knows? Yeah.
But you know what I mean? You can't tell me that wouldn't make a great villain for them two teaming up.
Oh yeah, because he's like, oh, I want all their healing factors so I can live forever, and whatnot. I mean, he has been around since the 1700s or 1800s. He started in France, and we've been seeing that he and Mystique and Oracle, was that her name? Not Oracle. I'm getting the name wrong. Destiny. Destiny is Mystique's wife. They've been together since the 1800s in France. They raised Rogue as their own daughter. But they fought with Sinister back then. So it could be an interesting situation.
I just wonder. That's what I'm saying, though. I wonder if they're bringing him out in the comics hard now because they intend to bring him into the films. And I mean, I could see him being an excellent. Because look, it's Deadpool and Wolverine, and they're obviously not going to be fighting the whole time because they
No,
never do. Like at no point in at least since they turned Deadpool from a straight villain into an anti-hero, have Wolverine and Deadpool just straight out fought because they're similar in a lot of ways. Deadpool's just
yeah,
more psychotic. So at some point there's going to be a big bad. You've got to pull a pretty big bad to be like, "Oh no, they're going to take on Deadpool and Wolverine at the same time," because you can't kill either of them.
no. And Sinister loves cloning stuff, so he could be just tons of, Wolverine and Deadpool clones he's got all over the place that aren't working out. Who knows?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong though. Wasn't the excess? Yeah, that's Sinister's company for anybody who knows, but that doesn't know. Wasn't that the company that cloned Lauren in the movie Logan?
It could have been, yeah, because they
Yeah.
called it the Essex Industries or something like that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah,
So they could very much play on that whole thing on multiverse, and like it was Sinister getting the DNA, and that's how Lauren came about. That way they could bring in X-23 as opposed to have to worry about bringing in Hugh Jackman again and again and again and again and again.
right.
You know what I mean? That
I would
makes
be
sense.
happy with that. I'd be happy if
Oh,
they just go ahead and say Lauren is the Wolverine in the MCU universe. Now, granted, we'd have the neckbeards losing their mind. Yeah, well, yeah, they're just changing the sex, and well, why don't we just change the colors and blah blah. Shut up.
I
Comics aren't
do.
for just for. I
I
hate that
seen
stuff.
something. Look, it's funny that you bring that up because I know they're doing a Warlock series right now where they brought in a female Warlock.
Like Adam Warlock.
Yeah, Adam Warlock.
As far as I know, he's not.
No, 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 no. They brought in a female Warlock though. Like I don't know, but it's like a
Mm.
female that is. Look, I follow a lot of
Oh,
people on Twitter in the industry. You know what I mean? And I've seen the cover as far as where you could see that like it was a female and that was of the same species or whatever you want to call Warlock because he's not even a species. It was
well, I
literally
know.
holding Warlock by the neck.
Well, there was the back during the Infinity Gauntlet. After it happened, they did an Infinity War, and then they did the Infinity Crusade. And in the Infinity Crusade, and we're talking in the mid '90s.
Yeah,
There was a female offshoot of Warlock, just like the Magic. What was his name? The
Magnus.
Magus. The Magus was an evil version.
Yeah.
Was all the evil out of Warlock, but he's like, oh, in order for me to be responsible to hold these, be in charge of the Infinity Stones, I got to expunge all my evil. Well, all his evil turned into the Magus, but all his good also left and became another character, and it was a female character. I apologize, I don't remember her name. It's been 30 years since I've seen her.
Yeah, and
But
Magus was more prominent. He actually became more of a character. But no, I know recently they're bringing a female warlock in. Oh God, I wish I could remember the writer's name who was responsible for it because he was getting tweets about exactly what you said. The neckbeards talking about. Well, where does that phrase come from? Neckbeards, by the way. What?
neckbeards.
Yeah, what the?
It's usually the when you're talking about guys who live in their parents' basements, who are incels, who don't get out and do what they're supposed to be doing, or just having a life in general, and they spend their entire life on Reddit bitching about stuff. They used to just be trolls, but they're guys who don't take care of themselves, and they're like, oh, I just got a big beard, and but it's because they can't shave their neck because it's up here. Yeah.
I'd never heard that term before.
You never heard of neckbeard?
No, it's fucking lovely. Well, I mean, I know sometimes you notice I don't shave that often, right?
Oh no,
I do.
but they'll shave everything, but like from here down is like just this big nasty patch because they can't. Cause I can't shave down here.
Why you hate all the Zack Snyder DC films, man?
Because they don't get Superman. He doesn't get Superman. When I
So
took
wait,
when he did Man of Steel, My son and I went and saw that. And I think he was maybe 14. Maybe. And we walked out of that theater and I said, well, what'd you think? He goes, that wasn't Superman, Dad. And I was like, you're right. That wasn't Superman. It
Just a little too
was
dark.
way too dark. I know there's like, oh, well, he's supposed to, he's still learning how to be Superman. Well, the Superman I grew up with, because I'm an old man, Superman I grew up with would have been, you know, Pa Kent would have been like, son, you have the ability to save those people. You save those people. Do your best to hide yourself, but save those people. You're the best of us. We have a responsibility. We need to, you take care of people.
It's like with great power comes great responsibility, but they
Yeah.
never use that line.
They never use that line. I mean, Paul Kent standing on a highway to go get the dog. Why did Paul Kent go get the dog and not let Clark go get the dog? No one would have thought anything about a high school track and football star running, getting a dog, and coming back. And man, he went really fast. Clark could have done that and been fine. But no, there's Kevin Costner. No, son, don't save me. I'm standing in the middle of this highway and I'm just gonna die. And he goes, what bullshit. No, it was stupid. It was stupid. And then he goes on this sabbatical where he goes cross country and everything. Christopher Reeves was the best Superman ever. He, he's a little old hooky shucky darn, but it was Superman. When he took off the glasses and he threw out that chest, he became Superman. He was the best of us. That's what Superman's supposed to be. He's not supposed. And what's this bullshit that he didn't know the guy that was when it was Batman v Superman, and Clark is in, he lands and he's walking up the Capitol steps and he's just looking all sad and he should have been going, you're doing a great job, officer. You're doing, you're just doing your job and you're the real hero. That's the kind of thing that Supes would be saying to people. And then when he would have walked into that arena, into that hearing, and he's looking around, he would have smelt that there was, an explosive somewhere in the building, that was in that guy's wheelchair, right? That it blows up, and he just stands there as everyone dies. Bullshit. Superman is fast enough that he would have saw the explosion start, grabbed the guy, flew him out through the roof of the building, let him explode, out there. And
no, you know what? I disagree with one thing that you just said. No, Superman would have ran up, grabbed the dude, ripped him out of the wheelchair,
taking the guy out,
in the wheelchair,
then flew up,
and then hold him, and be like, "Hey, what was that about, man? Why are you trying to blow up this building?" You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he wouldn't even let the villain die.
People. Yeah. Why were you going to take all these people out to hurt me? It wasn't going to hurt me. Yeah. Yeah. And also, okay. So many things about Batman and Superman just blew my mind. Clark Kent is investigative. Oh yeah, investigative reporter. Clark Kent is standing there at this big gala where all these important people are coming up, and here comes a car, and Bruce Wayne gets out, and he looks over and goes, "Who's that, motherfucker?" Elon Musk just got out of a car. Elon Musk just got out of this car 5 feet from you, and you go, who's that? Come on, man. And then what's Batman do? Batman's got to go inside. He's got to have Wonder Woman teach him how to sneak into someplace. And then when they get into the computer, why is there an A symbol for Aquaman? Oh, okay. And then there's a W for Wonder Woman. Did Lex Luthor just name the entire DC universe in that scene? I mean, they had the symbol. There's a C for Cyborg. There's an F for the Flash with a lightning bolt in it. He even came up with logos for these motherfuckers. Come on.
Oh, now look, and it's because honestly, I'm not a big fan of DC, man. Me and you have had this discussion. You know what I mean? As far as just in the store. I'm not. I'm not a big DC guy. I'm really not.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've read way more Marvel than I have DC. I prefer Marvel because I think it has more of a base. Well, it obviously has
Yeah.
more of a base in the real world because it uses real world
Real world
cities, not
locations. Yeah.
not Metropolis and Gotham and all of this. I mean, sure, there's Atlantis and Wakanda in Marvel because you do have to, and the Savage Land and things like that because you have to add those elements. But also, there's New York. You know what I mean? Like that's why when September 11th happened, God, I think I might still have that issue. I'm not sure where, like it.
The black cover from Spider-Man.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So I don't know. I was kind of like, so maybe that's why I didn't note that as much as in those films. But it's funny to me with what you said. They did a better job portraying Superman in Marvel, as far as Spider-Man was a closer account to what he should have been character-wise than they did in the actual Superman films. But we're getting way too much into films, and you were talking something a little violent.
Oh, Plush. How much fun. Wagner
Oh,
does it get in. Does it
oh,
again.
oh, look, yeah, look, shout out to Doug Wagner and Daniel Hillard. Hillard, man, you got to come on the show. I want to pick your brain. You guys can check out Doug Wagner's interview. It's 2 parts. It was phenomenal. I still think maybe he needs a psychiatrist, especially the more I read this. That's a whole nother point altogether, right? This is and this is the look, and shout out to Tony too. He's doing variant covers for this entire series. I will. You better be getting me the Tony Fleece covers for the rest of these. I had to. I'm an
Have
OG
been.
Spawn fan, so for issue 2, I had to get. And Tony knows this. I literally told him during the interview, like I had to get the Spawn cover for issue 2, and he's like, "Oh man, I ain't hating you for that." I was like, "Yeah, but for the rest of it, bro, I'm getting your shit." Because I'm like I think he does wonderful. You got the guy that does a ton of My Little Pony doing variables, or I mean doing the variant covers for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
not to say that he doesn't have kind of a twisted mind too, by via reading uh Local Man, Stray Dogs, and um
Oh,
Time
have you
Shopper.
read Stray Dogs yet?
Oh, I thought I told you, man. Yeah, dude, Tony's awesome.
Uh-uh.
And look, I don't know. I get and I hope Tony watches this episode and is like, that's the son of a bitch. And I'm like, and I told him too, specifically during the interview, I was like, it's not necessarily that Dave didn't recommend it to me. He told me what it was about and it was a little dark. And I was like, hey, dude, I don't need that shit in my life right now. I need something happy and funny. And I ended up with Beta Ray Bill, if memory serves me, on that day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. Because
And
he was
I still
you
will.
seen him clothesline people in a bar.
Yeah, I still will totally pick that up, dude, because I want my girl to read it. I think she will love it because I've been sitting there thinking, I was like, how can I get her to where, oh, these comics are dope. So I've just been like noting things, noting things, noting things, noting things. And then I was editing Tony Fleece's interview and I was like, fuck, Stray Dogs. That's the answer. Stray Dogs is my fucking answer. But yeah, back to Plush, man. Plush has been issue 3 just dropped this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be in to get
Yes.
that
Yes.
this coming Monday, but you probably already know that. Because my shit works like
Okay.
clock. Yeah, my shit works like clockwork. Every other Monday, I'm at the comic book store. Um, it's been a wonderful ride, man. It has. I have enjoyed it so much. It is. It's Hillard and Wagner. They're just at it again with the same kind of insanity they delivered both in vinyl and plastic. But they've added furries.
Gotta love it.
I
Gotta love it.
I can do
First
nothing
time you
more.
heard first time you heard that term, what was it?
Furries?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I'm honestly not exactly positive, to be sincere. It's been a while. I half want to say it was like South Park or some shit, to be honest.
I think it was for me as well. But I'd heard of it a little bit, but the first time I saw it like in mainstream culture was an episode of CSI. No. NCIS, the Vegas one. And there was a convention of them. And they found one on the road where they're like, "Oh, you got to go out here. Why?" Well, we found a dead coyote in the road. And NCIS is like, why are you contacting us? Or CSI, whatever it was. CSI, they're like, why are you contacting us? We do murders. And goes, oh, there's a person inside the coyote costume. And they get out there, they're like, what are you talking about?
Is this
And then
where
they have to,
Doug got his idea?
I don't know. I mean, this was a long time ago. This was
All right.
like early
Well, hey.
early 2000s.
All right. Well, we're gonna do something for the first time on the on any of the shows, man. I don't know. This might just be the questionnaire monthly releases. Or like we just might call it a questionnaire episode, and it might get a different episode number, and it's just once a month there's an episode with you, and we're talking monthly releases. But only on this particular episode will we do this. So let's see, right? I know your answer, right? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. That was your cue. Babe, you're supposed to like rock.
Oh.
Oh, that's what you're going with?
Yeah. It's my favorite.
I'm supposed to be the one that covers you, not this fucking asshole.
My bad.
Because it's fucking paper.
Sorry. He gets to cover me tonight.
Aren't you married? I'm gonna tell your wife, bro. This is some bullshit. The show is over. I'm leaving. God damn it.
Okay, so that was some. Yeah, I did. I went over a couple of the books that I thought were really hot this last month.
And then look. Can I say though, like, I feel like I feel like Plush is definitely one of those two. Like, can I say, and I know Wagner's been around a while, but I feel like he's a dude because I mean, I know I've got the Eye of Odin on a pull list for when it comes out in the graphic. I feel like that's a dude that's really because he's not been around that long, right?
The first I knew of him was Plastic.
I feel like he's a guy.
I know he's been around before that.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna make a name for himself. That's like on one of them real high up levels, man. And I hope he does. Doug's a great guy. Like I said, check out his past interview. Oh my God, it was so much chicanery. It was ridiculous. Have you watched all that, Dave?
I have not. I watched a bit, but I have not watched the whole thing yet.
It's oh my God, there's so much chicanery between the three of us. It's freaking ridiculous, man. But yeah, Doug's a great guy. I wish him the best in all he does. And man, as far as my personal recommendation for what's coming out right now, and I hope none of the other past guests hate me for this, or future guests for that matter, because we've got several people coming up and several people that have, have been on the show very recently that are obviously dropping comic books right now. Like every month, because that's what we do here over at the questionnaire. But Plush is like the top of my list, man, as far as just what's dropping right now. It's something different,
Yeah.
Not it is. But I say that actually, and I really think Local Man is too, from the fact that Tony was gracious enough to let me preview the first issue. I really think that's something that's a different spin that him and Tim have pulled off as well. So I don't know, but mind you, I've only gotten to read one issue. I've read 2 of Plush so far, and I'll be reading the 3rd recently, and I know more what Doug. But yeah,
I think I'm sure he'll be one of these guys that will probably not. I mean, I don't know if you asked him about if he had any aspirations to go to DC or Marvel and do any characters from there. No, Wagner.
Oh shit, bro. That interview has been like 15 episodes ago, right? Yeah. So I don't, and it's been a while since, and it was a while since I edited it and all that. I know for a fact that's something that we got into Tony with.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, no, not really." He's like,
"I don't think Wagner. I don't see that he would be one of these guys who'd be like, oh, I can't wait to write the next, great Spider-Man story. Doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would do that. Maybe a Deadpool story. Here, could you imagine?
Look, Doug, if you watch this, write a Deadpool. I want to read Doug Wagner's Deadpool. I do. I want to read Doug Wagner's Deadpool. That Oh, that would be, but that's the point. Like Tony made when we had him on, man. It's the fact he's like, look, I just like to write in stories. I don't think it's characters so much. And you can honestly tell that Doug and Daniel both think the same way when they're putting together the things they put together, man. They're thinking of the actual story and the context, which is great because it leads to great character development. But yeah, Tony said he's like, but I don't want to be part of like one of those big events where there's a whole writer's room you got to deal with and everything's real like, oh, you can't do this. You can't, no, you can't. Oh, you want to do that? No, you can't do that because we're doing this over here and that. And yeah, you could just tell he was not interested at all in that kind of thing. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, no, you can't play with that character. So-and-so's using that character, 6 months from now in another, big story. And yeah, it could be really frustrating, I'm sure. And having your own, being at Image, you're probably making more money and getting your stories out that you want to tell. And, I got to respect that.
Yeah, and well, then it's funny, though. Then you got people like Erica Schwartz. You can check out her past interview, too. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm just, like, naming past interviews left and right.
You're just dropping them all
yeah,
over
I'm
the place.
just name dropping like a mofo during the first episode of the month. Because, look, man, correct me if I'm wrong. She's got 2 comics dropping right now, both in the Hallows Eve. Or no, it's the Spider-Man, the Hallows Eve that she's doing. And then she's got an X-23 comic book currently dropping. Right?
Yeah,
so she's got 2 Marvel comics dropping. Yeah, and then is the Deadliest Banquet done?
Deadliest Banquet has got one more issue, I think.
Okay, so the Deadliest Bouquet from Image. So she's steadily dropping 2 books for Marvel as well as a book from Image currently. I don't know why I always want to say the Deadliest Banquet, dude. I did that during her whole fucking interview. Even after she corrected me several times, I'm like, oh yeah, it's the Deadliest Bouquet. I don't know why I want to call it a banquet. Maybe I'm just hungry.
The art is great in there. You're hungry. You're looking over for someone to make you some food.
No, man, I already made tacos, bro. I'm not hungry right now. Night. I meant during that interview. Yeah, and then it just got wedged in my brain like that for some reason. Yeah. The tacos I want from, I'm going to end that comment right there, and we're just going to go on with the interview. And I said interview, whatever. I'm too used to doing them, Dave, right?
No worries.
But
okay.
I do want to know before we're gonna get to a book here in a second, right? But dude, Daredevil on Netflix out of everything.
It was the first time I saw it, and it made me go, yeah. That fight, that hallway fight scene, that they didn't cut, that was like 4 minutes long, where he's just walking up and down that hallway, and he's just beating the hell out of everyone. And that was all done in one take, no camera, the camera just stayed in one spot and everything just happened. Something about that, man. Those guys, they're street level. They took some liberties here and there, but, prior to that, what else did you see on TV? There wasn't really anything, there was a lot of low budget, takes on an X-Men story here and there, but it was the first time that it was done seriously. Someone took the time and said, hey, we're going to do this right.
And they finally brought the Punisher in the right way as the thing that I remember most about the Daredevil series, the Daredevil series from Netflix more than anything, is it was like they're bringing in the Punisher. And then the second I was like, oh shit, they brought in the Punisher. Like the Punisher is when he's fighting in that cafe and he grabs a coffee
carafe.
Yeah, he grabs a fucking a coffee the fucking
pitcher.
Yeah, coffee pitcher. That's not the proper term, bro. We're both fucking not getting it. And then just bust it over somebody's head and then proceeds to stab him in the neck with it. And I was like, yeah, that's Frank. That's Frank.
Frank is unhinged.
Yeah. Just like totally like, I'm going to break this motherfucker over your head. And then I'm going to stab the shit out of your neck with the remains. So in that, the Netflix series really got me because I was like, I'm really hoping they bring him in, just like they did Daredevil as far as into the MCU. What did you think of the She-Hulk, Daredevil?
Loved She-Hulk, Daredevil. I thought it
Okay.
was hysterical. I love She-Hulk. I've been reading She-Hulk since, the 80s. She was breaking the fourth wall back then, years before Deadpool did it.
Somebody had to, I don't remember who called me out on that. Shit, I think it was Stephen Grant called me out on that, actually. And I was like, oh, my bad. I never read She-Hulk much, Steve. Shit. And like, because he called me out on Twitter. And I was like, oh, well, Stephen Grant just called me out. I'm going to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm literally like, because Steve's a great guy. Like I said, he'll be coming up on a future PanCon is what we're calling, because they're panel conversations, right? That's what they are. So it's a PanCon. Yeah, but when he corrected me, I was like, oh, never mind.
I
My
didn't know
argument.
that. Yeah,
my argument is
she
void.
was breaking the fourth wall, arguing with her writer and artists as they were drawing. She would like fight with the pencil. So I mean, she would step through frames to get to the office faster. I'm running late. Oh, let me just step through this frame, and I'm at the office. I'm on time. So she would pull stuff like that. And she was, always talking about how, why is my clothes ripping in just this way, or something like that. I was always a big fan of it. I thought the show, and per Dan Slott, who's written more issues of She-Hulk than anyone, they basically took his comic and turned it into the show.
And I seen him. That's the funniest tweet I seen, bro, in regards to the She-Hulk show. He's like, man, I see people bitching about She-Hulk, talking about it's not comic book accurate. And I wrote more issues of She-Hulk than anyone else. Shut up, it's comic book accurate. And I was like, oh, all right, bro, cool.
Yeah,
that's dope. Because yeah.
If the guy who's written more of it than anyone, I mean, same thing with Spider-Man. He's written more Spider-Man than just about anybody. I think Michael Bendis might be close.
Yeah, Bendis wrote a lot of Spider-Man.
Bendis did a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man, but Dan Slott has written Spider-Man for,
and
he's done over 200.
Dan Slott is also Tom's favorite mythical creature.
There is a good documentary on Disney talking about how comics are made at Marvel, and Dan Slott's the writer that they follow around, and it shows him sitting at a writing desk and just going, I don't know what to write. Spider-Man walks into the room. I got nothing. And he like walks away, goes down to Midtown Comics, starts flipping through some books and buys some books, and he, gets some inspirations wherever he could find it. So it's a pretty interesting little documentary that he did.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch that, man. Yeah, I'd like to. I gotta say, Dan, if you ever catch this, or man, I swear I'm gonna get it in Tom's head. Like, hey, Tom, come on, man, tell Dan he should come on the fucking show. Like, come on. We'll try not to keep him for 2 goddamn hours like we did you, because God knows Dan's got too many books to write for all that shit.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
Yeah. All right. Back to books, though, man. Back to books, right? What you got?
Back to books. Okay. So I've got a manga, a crime, and a mindfuck. Which one do you want?
I wish Hardaway was here, because he said he had a manga, and that's like his jam more than anything else. So
we'll go with the manga for Hardaway.
Yeah, so the fact that my co-host ain't here, well, we'll throw out the manga.
Okay.
I didn't know you read manga, by the way.
Lots of manga are hundreds of chapters long, hundreds of volumes. Very hard to get into, very hard to catch up on. I just saw Chainsaw Man just came out on Hulu. Oh, I want to read that book. Well, there's 30 chapters of it, 30 volumes at the store, but I can only find, 7 through 18 and 30 and 35, and then, well, where's the rest of them? Oh, they're out of print. What? Well, how are you going to get caught up on those kind of stories? It's difficult. I get it. We do our best to keep them in stock. But
can I say before you can, man? That's why I'm so impressed with, and I keep on bringing up Doug Wagner, but I'm going to do it again with what he's done with plastic, vinyl, and as far as I'm concerned, he probably will definitely do with plush. Is he took in 6 issues, built a story, built a character, and you actually end up caring about them, but then it's a wrap. And that's just not something you see done in comics very often. I was very impressed by that on Doug Wagner's part. But yeah, go ahead, because
and
manga.
that's why I'm going to suggest the book I'm going to suggest now, because Crazy Food Truck. There are currently 2 volumes out available.
Didn't you recommend that to me?
I did.
That's what I thought.
It's so much fun. There's only, I believe, 1 more volume after so it's going to be a total of 3 volumes. First 2 are available, easy enough to get at the store, or online from what other distributor you want to get them from. But it's a crazy story about a food truck. You've got a post-apocalyptic, world. Guy pulls up in a big truck, starts cooking some food, gets it all ready for the day, opens his doors, and is like, all right, I'm ready to serve. And it's a desert. Well, no one's here to buy the food. I guess I'll eat a sandwich and go home. And then he runs across a girl who doesn't remember who she is. And apparently people are after her, and they show up with big tanks, and then a giant turret pops out the top of the tank and out the truck and blows the tanks away. And you're like, wait, what just happened here? It's a crazy food truck. It's a lot of fun. I mean, the bad guys are chasing them.
It's funny. I just caught into a situation where I might be able to buy more comics, but I don't know how the fuck I'm going to manage to read more comics, especially starting more goddamn shows for the questionnaire. So you know what? I swear to God, I'm about to be like, look, Dave, you just go ahead and review some shit. I'm going to start reading Deadpool issue 1.
So yeah. Oh no, the food truck's getting chased. It's getting chased. Oh, what are we gonna do against the military? I guess we're gonna pull out a big ass gun.
Well then.
And boom. It doesn't hurt also that the stupid girl that he finds won't stop eating all the food that he has in his truck. And keeps forgetting to put her clothes on, but that's neither here or there. All models are 18.
I feel like you didn't explain that well enough to me last time I was there, because now I want it more than I definitely did when you pitched it at the store. But it's also because I want to point out I'm the asshole that shows up when he is reorganizing all the shelves to fit the comics on for Wednesday. So I'm sitting there like sometimes in a screwy mood. God knows what. Like I said, Dave's partially my therapist, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like Doug writes comics to get therapy. I write music and then go into the comic book store and make one of the clerks be my fucking be my therapist. But on the note of clerks, man, on something else that's coming out on a monthly basis, I gotta bring up this one.
Quick stop.
Yeah.
How much fun has that been?
I have not read this issue yet. I don't.
Okay.
I think. Oh no. Yeah, I have.
Because I sold it to you twice.
Yeah. Dave's sitting here trying to hawk me comics so bad. Let me see. I got this copy of it. Let me see. And then I got this copy of it. Right? He couldn't even give me a different damn cover. Like what?
I'll take the one on the right back. I won't take the one back from the left.
My right or your right?
I guess you got to figure that out.
All right, bro. Well, I'm going to give you this one back. Okay? Right here. I'm going to give you this one back. All right? That's the one on the right, I promise.
No problem.
But no, dude, look, I'll say if you are a fan of the View Ask universe, which I've been a fan of Kevin Smith for a long time. Shout out to Andrew Thomas, man. You can check out his past episode. He's the guy Letter in that, as well as the Masquerade. Masquerade.
Yep.
Right, which is another book that Kevin Smith's writing on his Secret Stash imprint that they're putting out through Dark Horse. Yeah, if you're a fan of the View-Askew universe, like, and have watched those films and really enjoyed them, it is so much like stories behind that were just like kind of subtle. Like the most recent issue, not to, I hope I'm going to kind of give a bit of a spoiler without giving too much of a spoiler, but the Pussy Troll. Right? Have you seen Clerks 2?
Clerks 2.
Right?
Yes. Or the
Right, where
little
Elias
pants.
is talking
Yep.
about the Pussy Troll? Yeah,
Yep.
Pussy Pants? Yeah,
Their magical underwear.
That's issue 3. That's issue 3 is all about how he got that thought in his head. So I, as a fan of the View-Askew universe, like I have been, man, it's phenomenal because it's like it's just a little bit. It's I don't and God, look, man, I got some other people very very closely associated with that man and that director Kevin Smith. Shout out to you, bro. If like you're more than welcome on the show. Because I've enjoyed anything I've ever consumed by him, whether it was Daredevil when he was writing it. Hell, he did one of the few DC books that I ever read the entire run on, which was when he was writing Green Arrow. I love that. Yeah, I loved the run he did on Green Arrow. I'm a fan of all his films, except that one where he turned the dude into the walrus.
Oh, Tusk.
Tusk.
Oh, Tusk. Oh my gosh, what a crazy film.
Yeah,
I love that film.
I don't know, man. Maybe I need to go back and watch it. Maybe I was in a fucked up mind state at the time. I probably was. Not that I'm not always in a fucked up mind state, though I don't drink anymore, but that's neither here nor there, right? So I'm not fucked up in that capacity. I'm just fucked up in that capacity. You know what I mean? So maybe I should go back and give it a rewatch, especially based on you hearing that. But I don't know, there was just part of me that was like, this is but I wasn't a fan of the Human Centipede that much either, really. So
I didn't like Human Centipede, but Tusk, I thought it was a good psychological thriller. It was just seeing, well, I mean, the old man in that was just absolutely batshit.
obviously,
and seeing Justin Long just losing his humanity throughout the whole situation, because he's fighting. He's like, no, you're not going to turn me into this. And by the end, he's just like, I'm going to eat some raw fish that my girlfriend's throwing at me. And it's like, fuck. Yeah, so it's crazy. It's not a feel-good movie in any way.
No. Maybe that's the reason I didn't enjoy it, is because I wanted something feel good, and I was like, this is depressing. So maybe I can watch it now and enjoy it more based on just current mental state. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob didn't pop in and going snooches booches. And
yeah, man.
The dude,
like I was a little upset by that. I wanted Jay to pop in and be like, "Yo, what's up with this walrus, bro? Bob, what's up with this walrus? Bob, man, look at this shit, Silent Bob." And Silent Bob be like, "Look, I don't understand what the psychological problem of this gentleman is, but I do think that he could use some sincere help and psychological, and just really go in depth on it.
Yeah,
that would have been fucking hilarious." But yeah, that didn't happen. It was just really, 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 really fucking yeah. But besides that, I'm a huge fan of all of Kevin Smith's work. And like I said, if you're somebody that enjoys specifically the View-Askew universe, like I don't even care if you enjoy the View-Askew universe, man, go pick up that comic. I don't give a fuck if you've never read a comic in your life. Like if you can quote lines from Clerks, you should be reading Quick Stop. And like I said, I don't care if you're a comic book fan or not. If you can quote Kevin Smith's View-Askew universe, you'll enjoy that book.
Absolutely. It's good stuff.
Sorry, I said Clerk, and I couldn't help bring up that book, man.
No problem. Absolutely. It's what we're here for. We're talking. We're having a good time. And we talked about another book that people should be picking up. And if they don't pick up issue 4 next month, the trade is being the trade paperback is showed up in previews. So it'll be April that the trade will come out.
Just do me a favor and don't try and sell it to me twice, Dave.
3 times?
What was the mind?
You think I don't work on commission, I swear.
I'm starting to think you do. I need to
All
have a
right.
conversation with Rob. Like, Rob, what kind of commission is he getting on my sales? Because the son of a bitch is selling me the same comic 2 to 3 times in a row. And I don't know what's going on here. But, like, I don't, like, no. What's the mind fuck, man? I'm curious.
Okay.
Because that ain't God Hates Astronauts.
Bolero. So
That is an
it's
intriguing cover.
this is an amazing story. Yeah, get a little closer on that. There is a lot of it's a story about a young lady who just can't quite make her relationships work. And she's given an opportunity to travel through the multiverses and try to make her relationships work in different worlds. And sometimes she walks into a universe and now she wakes up and she's a man instead of a woman. There's a lot of sex, there's a lot of nudity, and there's a lot of crazy stories from different parts of these worlds. And who are we really rooting for? Are we rooting for her to get with somebody because she's being a bad person or whatever? But it's just a great human interest story, but it's also such a trip. So I love this one, but this one leads into another book that I wanted to talk about. I don't have a copy here in front of me right now, but it's a book called Lovesick by Luana Vecchio. So Luana Vecchio is doing a book called Lovesick, and I picked it up because the art is phenomenal. I mean, these women are beautiful, and this book Lovesick is just it's about a YouTube dominatrix who guys will pay to get on her sub list, like a OnlyFans kind of thing. And if she chooses you, you're all excited because she's going to bring you back to her red room, and you're like, yeah. And then she kills you, and you know you're going to get killed by her, and you've signed up to get killed by her because you love her so much. It is fucking brutal. It's weird. It's sexy. It's scary. Is she actually a succubus, or is she just someone who's hurt and wants to hurt others?
The other comic leads into this?
No.
Okay. I thought you were saying that as far as like they were.
Me.
Okay, I thought you were saying that like they were a sequel.
Yeah, sorry.
And I was like, that does not sound like a sequel to both. Yeah, no, that didn't.
No.
Okay.
So
okay, you
this
made
one
my
I
head
read
hurt there
because
for a minute.
I this one is about a nice girl who's trying to figure out her life and relationships. Okay. And then I saw that artist was coming out with another book called Lovesick. And it's her first time she's writing a story as well as doing the art for it. And it is I've shown a couple guys, other guys at work, another couple other people, and they're like, man, this is brutal. This is some graphic stuff. Yeah. So there's incels that are like, trying to make their way into her dominaria so they can try to stop her. And there's all sorts of horrible things that go on. But yeah, it's kind of effed up.
I've come to the conclusion maybe I shouldn't have started this show.
Because
it's gonna be
you're learning about all sorts of weird shit.
Huh?
Because you're learning about all the weird shit out there.
Well, no, that's fine. But you're gonna keep telling me about things, and I'm trying to keep my pool list minimal as far as comics I get per month because they take up a lot of room. Let's be honest. Graphics don't take up near as much room, which more than anything at my age is why I'm a fan of them. But you tell me a tale like that, and I'm like,
and you want to get it.
I'm like, seriously? Well, dude, at the same time, look, bro, here, let's just be real honest, right? Okay, so I need to read this.
Yes.
I need to read this.
Yes.
Right? And I've had them for how long, Dave?
Oh, at least 4 months. At least 4 months. You probably got them over the summer.
So
Yeah.
that's the other reason, you know, because there's how many volumes of this?
Issue 56 was the last issue of the story. So it just completed in November, and so that would be 11 volumes.
And there's how many issues or
10,
how many volumes
10
of
volumes.
this?
8
Okay.
volumes of Wicked and Divine.
Okay. So I need to read the first 2 volumes and then, decide if I want to continue to read them or not. And I'll be honest, Dave right here has not given me one recommendation that I wasn't like, oh, fuck, that was pretty damn phenomenal. Or at least like, oh shit, that was really good. You've not recommended me a comic at any point that I was like, what the fuck was this asshole thinking? Like, why did he recommend me this? It's terrible. It's not happened, man. It's just some of the stuff you've recommended me I haven't had time to get to. Mainly because I'm on this really crazy quest, plus I do music, plus a number of things we won't get into that Dave is aware of that have been in general fucking madness. You know what I mean? I'm hoping in all sincerity it's finally calming down. That's why Mike's behind me right here. Right here.
Looking down at you.
I got the green looking out for me now, all right? Courtesy
you
of
got
Mike
green
Root.
over one shoulder, you got red coming down on the other shoulder.
Yeah. I always got Wade in several different variations. I got Logan, I got Wade, I got Logan, I got Wade. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Dave? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't. I don't know how much of my room you can see.
Is that a Captain America shield?
Yes.
You're an asshole.
So I got Captain America shield there. I've got.
Wait, is that steel?
Yes.
You're an asshole. Give it to me.
So we got. So that's the room I look at. I mean, yeah, underneath Darth Vader over there, that's just stacks and stacks of comic books and boxes. I got my art desk. Got my little shrines, my toys, my art desk there. Books, games. There, I almost lost you there.
Is that
books
X-Force?
and games.
X-Force. Sorry.
I got X-Force back there.
On in-game. Nice. Is that... Wait. Pay him back.
Justice League, Alex Ross.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought that was a Ross painting. I couldn't tell if it was Justice League or if it was... What's the Marvel event that Ross did that was... But it's not canon.
Oh, Marvels?
No. I mean, I'm aware of that too.
Planet
X.
Yeah.
I thought it was an image from that, but then I caught the cape. So yeah, I realized it was Soups in the Justice League. Alex Ross is one of the that dude is one of the best oil painters.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, in period, in my opinion. Fuck saying just in comics. That dude's one of the best oil painters I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Jesus.
So this is the room I spend most of my time in if I'm awake. The other room, I've got another room that's like where all the books, like all my trades, and that's the library is in another room.
I need to come raid your house. Look. All I want to do is get the cap shield in my hand, and then I got confidence I can get out with it. All right, I'm good. You can keep the rest. I'm not going to be that much of a dick. I just want... Look, bro, if I could run up in Stephen Colbert's house and steal the Captain America shield he had, that's the one I really want.
Yeah, that's the one we all want.
Because, look, I'll say... let me see.
I've held it. I've held the shield that was in the Avengers movies. Was at a Comic-Con, probably 7 years ago. And you paid $10. You got to hold the shield. They took like 3 pictures of you holding the shield. And that sucker is heavy. But it's signed by the whole cast of Avengers and Endgame and all that stuff on the inside. Yes. So that was pretty cool because a lot of people, they're like, one of the things you put it on your arm and hold it, and then you'd hold it over your head. And there was a lot of people that couldn't hold it over their heads because it was so heavy. And And so like there would be one of the other people from the booth would hold it. They would be on either side of them, and they'd crop it so you would just see you holding the shield, but you wouldn't see the other two hands holding it from the other sides because it was so heavy. Because it was like 30 pounds. It's pretty dope.
Oh, that's look. Fuck that. I'm gonna make you jealous now since you've not made me jealous. Tell us about another book that's come out.
All right. So while he's out of the room, I'm going to talk about the fantastic works of Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips got together, started with Criminal about 15 years ago, and wrote one of the best crime noir stories that ever took place. And they've started a new one with Reckless. They started this over during the COVID, and because they couldn't put out a monthly book, because it was very difficult for people to pick up monthly books, they decided to start putting out these hardcovers once every 6 months. And they've got 6 of them now about a guy named Reckless. And he kind of does private eye work in Southern California during the 80s. And they're some of the best piece of novels, bar none, whether it's crime, prose, whatever. They win awards constantly for being the best book of the year, best writing duo. It's fantastic stuff. Pick up Reckless at your local comic shop, wherever you are. What are you going to make me jealous with, bud?
So now you've made. I don't know, man. Maybe I won't, but we're just gonna pan, right? Right. Conference, right?
Okay.
You see that, right? Enjoy the art of reading, right? So you know who that is?
Let's see here. Is that Todd McFarlane?
That it is.
I can't see.
It's Todd, right?
The Todd father. All right.
Yeah. And then we got Paul Bear, right?
Paul Bear from WCW,
and then
WWF.
And then we got a Wizard World pass from fucking 1998. Jesus Christ, I'm old, right? I'm showing my age.
With a Elvira, or with a
Vampirella. Yeah. That chick was just walking around. That was just a guest at the con, right?
Yep.
Right? Yeah, the man we was just talking about. That being Kevin Smith when he was way younger, right? And man, look, a man who I want to see every piece he's ever done as far as let me see, I'm fucking up. Yeah, there you go. This light is fucking me. It's making it hard. There you go. Right? So another man who has done so much prolific work, and I would love to see it, that being Garth Ennis. Right?
Absolutely.
Right? Just the darkness sticker, because I love it. Right?
Look how young you were.
No, that ain't me, man.
That ain't you?
That's Michael fucking Turner. May he rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, may he rest in peace. Right? Now, I took that picture. Right? Those are the 4 fuckers that went to this convention with me. Kevin Nash. Right? Hold on, it's coming.
So
it's coming. I know
Chicago,
you recognize that one.
We was at that Chicago Comic-Con with Kevin Nash.
Yeah, did you get to meet him?
We had to leave because my grandma died.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Right?
Yeah, it's all good. I met Nash at PopCon a few years ago.
Right, and then we'll say, look, I'll just show the last 2, right? Which is somebody Evil Ernie, and then Ray Park.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Ray Park,
the man.
Ray Park
was Stan the man.
Yeah, Ray Park was the nicest dude. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying right there. That's me.
Oh, I see your boy. I see your boy in that face, man.
Bro, yeah, for real. Yeah, it's if he don't grow up looking like this, I'll be amazed, man. I really, really will. But I also hope he don't ever put on weight like I did in that particular picture. But have I ever told you that story, Dave?
Can't say you have.
Oh, damn, man. Look, I know I've told this story on the questionnaire. We're going to make it real, real brief, right? So I'm waiting in line for Todd McFarlane because, you had to go and watch him talk to guarantee you get his autograph. Suddenly my dad's like, who's that outside? And points. And I'm like, That's Stan Lee. Dude, no hesitation. Take out a door of the Rosemont Convention Center in Chicago, not even knowing if I can get back in, the son of a bitch, because it's the man, right?
Yeah.
And I run up to him, Stan, hey, can I get a picture real quick? Because you know how conventions are. Like, my mom got his autograph for me, but I wasn't able to see him because I had to be there for Todd and this and that. In all hindsight, I wish I would have went to got his signature myself, but that's neither here nor there because I got this moment. Which was me going, hey, can I get a picture? And his agent going, no, man, come on, we got a plane to catch. And him going, no, take this picture with me and this kid. And if that wasn't a moment,
Yeah.
you know, that I'm so, and I probably, and if I would have been sitting there to get his signature, I wouldn't have taken off like that. You know what I mean? Because I'd have been like, oh, well, I already got to talk to him for a second, got a picture with him and got his autograph. But I hadn't. So I got that moment to see how humble of a man he was. As far as he told his agent pretty much, no, dude, fuck you. You don't tell me what to do. I am Stan Lee. This is a fan of mine who helped me make me the fucking man. You take his photo with me and you shut up. And I have that photo. So that was it was a
Mad
great,
respect.
yeah. I respect the hell out of that man. Not even for the legacy he left, but just for the person that he was in life. In that moment, to see that, you know, his agent's telling him we got to go, but there's this kid, dude. I was a kid, and he's like, no, shut up, do this, and I will always be slightly humbled by that, in all honesty, especially looking back at it now that I'm 39. I was like, I ain't doing the math, but I was like 15 then, something like that, because it was 98. Yeah, I mean, I will always be humbled by that. Like I said, especially looking back to know, and then what he became, dude, and like, who the fuck don't know who Stan Lee is now?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
A very dude. Have DC started doing that tribute to him yet?
The DC by Stan Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out in December.
Are they going to do a collected edition of that?
It was just a one shot. He had done a series.
Oh, I know.
Back in the so this other one's just a one shot.
Oh, I thought they were doing like a bit of a continuation of each story, but that's bullshit. Whatever. Whatever. Fine. What else we got on the table, Dave?
I'm getting the.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I'm getting ready to. I gotta go take a fucking shower, right? I got shit to do.
Wait.
Plus,
I have that. There's the. Can you see Deadpool there? All right, man.
The fact that we both have Deadpool on a unicorn shows that this show needed to happen on the particular quest that we happen to be on. And Dave, man, I'm so glad you joined me, bro. You have been amongst a collection of a handful of people that within the past 7 months of my life, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the shit out of, bro. And that goes for Rob as well. And every past guest that's been on the questionnaire. Look, I want you all to do me a favor, right? If you've enjoyed this, right? Shit, hold on. I knocked my shit down, man. Right? But if you've enjoyed this, and you've enjoyed this conversation we've had with Dave, which, like I said, will be occurring every month, man. We're going to get into more and more and more comics that are coming out every month. It might turn into more than that. I don't know yet. We'll fucking see how long this shit takes to edit. Thankfully, Dave and I both respectively actually had the comics in hand, so I don't necessarily need to put the graphics up. I can just put a questionnaire graphic and a Comic Book U graphic, and we're fucking golden. If you do want to check out Comic Book U, man, there will be a link in the description to their website. Like, they got dope original covers that feature the store and shit. I swear, dude, tell Rob when he's over at the warehouse to grab me a Godzilla. Please.
I'll get you a Godzilla. I'll get you a Godzilla cover.
I want a Godzilla cover, bro. I do.
I'll get a Godzilla cover.
I've got a Spider-Man down here somewhere, but I have to finish unpacking. But, you know, I had to make sure my shit was set up. And Mike was in the background because the green will always be represented. But again, if you've enjoyed this, man, what I want you to do, right, is I want you to either send Dave, and I mean, you can just send it to Comic Book University, the G.I. Joe SS flag, right? Or some
The
pizza
USS
pizza.
flag, absolutely.
Yeah, or some pizza. Yeah. Yeah, don't ask him his toppings, man. Put whatever the fuck you want on it. I don't give a shit, right? But real quick, how you gonna love Spider-Man and hate Venom?
No, I don't hate Venom. He's just overplayed.
All
If
right.
you have you read a Venom comic book recently? Man, I can't tell you what's going on in that book. Is ever since the King in Black storyline happened a couple years ago, that shit is so convoluted. I don't know if it's Eddie Brock or his son that's the Venom in the book. And his powers keep changing, and now he's in charge of all the symbiotes throughout the universe, but he's fighting on Earth, and now he's mad at Spider-Man, but now he wants to go save the universe, and it just, I don't know anymore who Venom is. I don't think he's interesting anymore. What?
Okay.
That's all. That's
Okay.
all.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
I mean, hey,
whatever.
I've got plenty of Venom comics,
Whatever.
but
Hey man, look, like Lethal Protector was dope. All right, but we're wrapping this up, man. I just had to point that one thing out, right? So if you, like I said, if you've enjoyed it, send Dave a USS or GI Joe USS flag or some fire pizza, man. I know him and all the guys at the shop would appreciate
we'll
you.
always take pizza. We
Yeah,
love
yeah,
pizza.
I know, man, because you always getting some last time I showed up. Right now, if you haven't enjoyed this, and for some reason you're like, you got Dave's an asshole, man, right? Just send him it from the movie. That clown
Mm-mm.
that turns into a
No.
spider that does all kinds of
No.
terrible things. You know, right? I do love your favorite actor being Bruce Campbell. Shout out to Mark Verheyen for coming on the show, who's worked on a number of Bruce Campbell products. I mean, technically they are fucking products. Whatever, right? I hope you've enjoyed this quest. It will continue and continue and continue. Dave, you want to tell them where they can actually find you? Give the address, whatever. I mean, not your fucking home address. Let's be clear.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. Indie Rook, man. If you look up Indie Rook on the internet, you're gonna find me. It's INDYROOK, the Indie Rook. That's
I
me.
mean, actually come see you.
Oh, come see me at Comic Book University if you want. I like it there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Always
right?
there.
But if you're gonna come there, be into comics and don't fuck with him about magic. Go bug one of the other guys, right? Because the other guys will be more helpful. You just might rightly annoy Dave, right? And so ask him about comic books. Make sure you get your comic book on, like, subscribe, and give it that thumbs up. Have a good night, y'all.
Say yes.